Welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Sheryl Schmidt from Sheryl Schmidt Artistry, and today I am going to be taking part in another challenge from the Mixed Media Emporium Facebook group. Make sure you check out Nina Rabina's video down below and Kylie Studio's video down below. I'll have those links for all those videos and all those Facebook pages down below. Their challenge this week was tone on tone. So they both approached it a little bit different. Nina did hers blue, green, or red, orange. If you pull up a color wheel and you kind of work the colors beside each other, you would get a tone on tone kind of a look. And Kylie did hers more with hue and tint. So she took her color and she either added white to it to lighten it, or she added black to it to darken it. So you can interpret this tone on tone challenge either way. I'm doing the blue, green today because those colors really appealed to me. And I'm gonna venture off of my art journal book for a while. I need to get a new one, to be honest with you. It's just about full. And I really love doing mixed media art pieces, wall decor pieces, home decor pieces. And so today that's what I've chosen to do for this challenge. If you like what you see today, please hit the subscribe and like button down below and that little bell notification off to the side so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. If you're returning today, thank you so much for coming back to spend some time with me. I hope you enjoy what I'm going to create today. And if you're new to my channel, spend a few minutes here, look around, see what other videos I have going on, and hopefully there's something that I've already created that really appeals to your style of art. So, as you can see, I have a conglomeration of a whole bunch of bits and bobs. I've got paper flowers, and I've got seashells, and I've got rocks, and I am still not 100% sure what all I'm going to end up putting onto this mixed media piece. I've just kind of grabbed some things out. There will be, I'm sure, some steampunk elements added into this yet, because that really speaks to my soul. So I'm just going to move all of this off and out to the side. The first thing I did was decide on what kind of an image I wanted on here today. And I settled on this dress form piece. And I printed this out on acetate. I'll just move you out a little bit. My printer allows for me to print on acetate. Your acetate or your overhead transparency will be smooth on one side and kind of textured. Can you hear that? This side doesn't make any noise. And this side you can hear that texture on there. So you always want to print out your image on the textured side of your overhead transparency. And that's probably gonna settle. I think I'm gonna have it settled a little bit off to one side like that. I want some texture in the background. So I'm gonna make my own textures texture paste here. What I've got are micro beads, and I've got some in seafoam green and some in blue, and I'm going to mix those in there like that. So I've got, I don't know, maybe half a teaspoon or so worth of these beads in here. I'm going to take some matte, heavy body matte gel medium, and I'm going to mix that into my beads. And what this is going to do, it's going to create a textured glue. I've got all these little beads in there, and so it's really textured. And I'm going to take my dress form, figure out exactly where I want it, and I've got this half a butterfly wing. that I want incorporated into her dress. I'm going to use some of this texture and put that in around my dress, just smearing it on, and that's going to help hold that dress down because it is a glue. It's going to hold that dress down and in place. And I'm not real picky or choosy about where I'm putting that, just random spots just for some texture in around the dress. A little bit more up here. You can buy pre-made glass gel medium, and it's got the micro beads already mixed in there. I just don't feel I need to have another product in the house when I can make it myself. So that's what I have going on there. Sorry about the reflection on the transparency, but like I said, I've just put those beads in randomly. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'll be back to carry on with the rest of my canvas. All right, so this is dry enough that I can continue working. I want to get some color into the background here now. Just gonna pull in a rag here under my work surface. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start with speckled egg. Just going to spritz that around. A little bit of broken china. Not worrying too much about getting stuff on the transparency. That will wipe off. Some salvaged patina. And then, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat here all of a sudden. Twisted citron. And finally, I'm going to come in with a little bit of rustic wilderness. It's a fairly dark green, but that's okay. I just want a little contrast in there like that. I want more of the patina. I really have fallen in love with this patina. And maybe a little bit more broken china. There we go. And then I'm going to just leave this to dry. I'm gonna have it anchored or tipped up just a little bit because I want some of those petals to form. Now, just lift up under her skirt a little bit here so that some of that can come down underneath. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna let that puddle and pool, and I'll be back. All right, so that has had a chance to dry. And now it's time to start embellishing. I'm just gonna take a baby wipe and wipe off the acetate. There we go. And I had deliberately, when things were still wet, I had lifted the dress form just to let some of that ink get down inside the down underneath the acetate. So that looks good. Man, I'm gonna have a big mess to clean up. I have spray everywhere. All right, so now to decorate the dress bottom, gonna want that butterfly on there. I love the butterfly wing. Bring in some of these bigger flowers, and I want some small flowers in as well. I've got some of these smaller, darker blue flowers to stick in. These seashells are pretty as well. They've got that blue-green look to them. All right. So you get the gist of what I'm doing here. I'm just randomly laying things in here, and then I will glue them down. I'm not going to bore you for the next, I don't know, however many minutes it takes me to get stuff laid in here the way I like it. But once I've got all my embellishments put where I want them, I will be back to show you how I'll glue them in. Alright, so for the most part, I think I kind of have things more or less figured out what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start gluing things down. I'm using my hot glue gun, mainly because I want things adhered instantly. I don't want to have to wait for my glue to dry. I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking during this process. I will record the whole thing and probably speed it up a bit for you to watch the process. And those of you that are wondering, yes, the hot glue will likely melt the acetate. Not really that big of a deal for me as far as I'm concerned. It's not a deal breaker. I took these paper flowers and I scrunched them up. They were open and kind of, you know, funny shaped from being in my bucket for so long. Alright, so I've got most of the embellishments glued on where I want and how I want, but I need a little bit more movement, and I want stuff to you know, stick out from, have some height and some movement within and stuff. You see, so I've just die cut a few pieces out of white cardstock, and I'm going to just ink them up. I've got leaves and all sorts of goodies here. So I've pulled out ink pads in the Distress Oxides in all the colors that I had the sprays in. So I'm just going to start inking them up. And I've just got it's just a foam blending pad. I'll move you out so you can see what I'm doing here. Just a foam blending pad. Just get that ink on there. I'm not going to worry about contamination. I'll keep one for the blues, one for the greens. Just set stuff aside to dry. I could have taken and used the sprays on a piece of paper first and colored my paper before die cutting. I just was lazy. Yeah, as you stick around here, you'll find quite often I accuse myself of being lazy. I didn't want to have to blow dry anything. I didn't want to wait for the paper to dry. I love the combination of the citron and the salvage patina. There's just enough green in that in the patina that it looks awesome up against a blue, or it looks awesome up against a green. It really gives a nice look. And the oxides are nice to do this technique with because they're so creamy. The ink goes so nice, goes on so nice. All right, now into some of these leaves here. Pull in just a tiny, tiny bit of this rustic wilderness, this darker green. Into the citron and into the patina. Hope I'm staying in frame here. I'm blending this out on a glass mat. But look how pretty those colors are on there. All right, so I'm back. Sorry, my camera battery died and my camera turned itself off. So I finished inking up all my little petals and paper embellishments that I'd created, and now I'm just coming through and gluing them in. So on ones like this, I'm just pulling the petals apart, pulling them off. I don't want to huge stem. And then I'm just going to put a little drop of hot glue on there and stick it in, and it'll grab onto those paper. All right, so there it is. It's all finished. I hope you enjoyed watching this process. Please make sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you'll try a tone-on-tone project yourself. Don't forget to go and visit Mixed Media Emporium Facebook group and Nina Rabina's channel and Kylie Koo's channel to see what they did for the tone-on-tone challenge for the second week in July prompt. I really appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button and the like button and the bell icon down below. And as always, I will have close-up photos at the end of the video showing some of the detail. I think she is gorgeous. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye-bye.